Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alyssa. Today I have got a video for you that is all about breakfast, specifically fall breakfast recipes, specifically even more pumpkin breakfast recipes. So I don't know about you, but pumpkin is like my favorite thing ever. I feel like I've already talked about it on the channel, but I've got a lot of pumpkin content coming your way this fall, and today we're going to be making 3 breakfast recipes which happen to have pumpkin in them. I'm also really excited to be partnering with Thrive Market to bring you today's video. The reason why I chose Thrive Market for this video this month is because of their canned pumpkin. Their canned pumpkin is amazing. It's organic. It has the best price that I have ever seen on canned pumpkin, and I literally stock up in the fall. Like, I get cases of it because I use pumpkin all year round because it's like my favorite thing ever, and Thrive's price is absolutely the best. Plus, we are also baking a little bit in this recipe video, so their flours, I've talked about them before, but their flour selection and the price on their flours can't be beat. So if you guys are not yet members of Thrive Market and you're interested in signing up, definitely use the link that is right below this video because that will get you 25% off your first order. So you're getting 25% off the already discounted prices on the site. And if you order over $49, you get free shipping. So you're getting savings on savings plus free shipping. It's like, yeah, sign me up. If you want to make any of these recipes, they are already on the blog for you, so you can find links down in the description box below. I've also linked ingredients for you if you want to get the specific things that I mentioned in today's video. And other than that, I think we should just go ahead and get started.
All right, so we're gonna get started with our pumpkin chocolate chip muffins. We're gonna start by blending up our dry ingredients in our blender, which includes rolled oats, as well as almond flour, quinoa flour, coconut sugar, baking powder, baking soda, and some sea salt, as well as some pumpkin pie spice. Pop the lid on your blender and just pop this blender onto its base, and you're just gonna blend this up until it forms like a flour type consistency. Basically, we're blending up the oats to form a flour and just mixing everything together while we're at it. Once you have that consistency, we're gonna just add all of the wet ingredients into the blender. So we have our almond milk, as well as our pumpkin puree. And you can see here that the texture of this pumpkin puree is really awesome. Most organic pumpkin purees that I've tried are on the thicker side. This is like the consistency that you'd get by blending up whole real pumpkin. So I love the texture of it. Once you have that in your blender, you can also add in some maple syrup and a flax egg, as well as some apple cider vinegar and a little bit of vanilla extract for flavor. Again, pop this on your blender base, and we're gonna blend this up until we have a smooth batter type consistency. Once you have that consistency, the last step is to fold your chocolate chips into this batter. You can just dump them right into your blender. I like to get the Enjoy Life chocolate chips on Thrive. They're an awesome price, and you can just stir them in with a spatula or spoon. Once everything is combined, we are going to transfer this into our muffin tin. So I just use a cookie scoop and I scoop it into the muffin tin and just make sure that they're filled like 3/4 of the way full. And then the final step, which is optional, but it makes them look really pretty and taste extra good, is to sprinkle them with some additional dark chocolate chips on top, and just make sure that you kind of like push them into the batter so that they stick as they rise in the oven. From there, we are going to pop these gorgeous little muffins into the oven and just bake them up until they've risen and they're cooked through. Instructions are in the blog post. And you're gonna wanna let them cool before you dig in. I like to cool them on a cooling rack like this, but they are such a lovely texture. They have height, they are really easy to make because you make them all in the blender, and they taste so good. I definitely recommend serving them warm with either a dollop of coconut yogurt on top or a drizzle of almond butter. It is such an awesome combination. The next thing we're gonna make is our pumpkin pie green smoothie. Here's a look at the ingredients. And again, using a blender for this one, and we're gonna just add everything into our blender. So we have some spinach, you could also use kale, whatever kind of green you want, as well as some frozen banana. You're also gonna add in your pumpkin puree, as well as some avocado for healthy fats and to make it nice and thick and creamy. Then I like to add in a touch of fresh ginger as well as pumpkin pie spice, some almond milk, and apple cider for that fall sweetness hit, And then you can just pop that lid right on your blender and blend this up until it's smooth and creamy. If you wanted to add a vanilla protein powder, you absolutely could. You could also do chocolate, or you could even do like a chai if you can find one of those on the Thrive site, because that would also be delicious here because the spices are right. So once you've blended it up and it's smooth and creamy, you can just pour it into your glass just like you would a smoothie. This is such a yummy fall smoothie. It has an awesome texture with the frozen banana and avocado. Tastes like pumpkin pie, but you're getting a ton of fiber and healthy fats, and it's just so, so tasty. And then our last recipe here is our coconut flour pumpkin bread. This recipe does use eggs, and I don't think that you're going to be able to make it vegan, so it uses 4 eggs. If you want a gluten-free and vegan version, I will link one down in the description box because I have one on the blog already. This cannot be made vegan. So we're using 4 eggs, and once you add them into your bowl, you can just whisk them up until they are smooth. From there, we are going to add in the rest of our wet ingredients. So we have our pumpkin puree, of course, some coconut oil or avocado oil, some apple cider vinegar, and stir that together until it is all combined and the pumpkin and eggs are all like whisked together as smooth as possible. Once you have that, you can add in your coconut sugar. And I'm not really sure why I mixed this in right here. You can just add the rest of the dry ingredients, but just stir in your coconut sugar, I guess. And then once you have that in there, you can add in your coconut flour, as well as some arrowroot starch, baking powder, baking soda, and we're actually making our own pumpkin pie spice here. So cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and some cloves. And then finishing everything off with some sea salt. And you can stir this all together. And the reason why this can't be made vegan is because of the coconut flour. Coconut flour is kind of reliant on eggs. It needs that texture to help it not only stay together, but it also needs the eggs to help it rise. So that's why I don't think that this could be made vegan. I don't think it would stick together. But like I said, I've linked a vegan version down in the description box for you. So once you have your batter all mixed together and smooth, you're gonna wanna just let it sit for like 2 to 3 minutes until it has thickened up a little bit. Coconut flour is very absorbent, and the longer it sits, the thicker it gets. So we're gonna let it thicken up just a little bit. And once it does, you can fold in whatever you want, either walnuts like I did here. You could fold in chocolate chips if you wanted. I just wanted something that was like crunchy but not extra sweet because I like to have this as a breakfast spread. But once you have whatever you want folded in, you can just transfer this into your loaf pan. Just make sure that you've lined it with parchment paper. And actually, I also get parchment paper from Thrive. Fun fact, they have a ton of household supplies and kitchen supplies. But once you have it in there, I just like to spread it over with a spatula, back of a spoon, just kind of make sure that it's evenly spread out into the corners and it's smooth on top. And then to finish it off, I usually top it with some extra of whatever I folded in. So in this case, it was walnuts. I also sometimes like to do some raw sugar on top of breads because it adds like a nice little crackle, but I didn't do that this time. Once you've got that, you can just bake this up until it is cooked through. And coconut flour definitely does brown a little bit more. This looks kind of burned, but it's not burned. It just got brown. So make sure that you check it in the oven. And if it's starting to brown, just cover it with tinfoil or something just to kind of make sure that you're protecting the top as the center bakes through. Once it is cooled, you can just slice it up, and I can't wait for you guys to see the texture of this bread. It is so good. Coconut flour honestly has some of the best texture, and it just tastes so good. It has like a little bit of a natural sweetness to it, but just like, this is one of my favorite pumpkin breads on the planet. So here is the inside of this gorgeous bread. Look how like cakey and moist and tender it is. And I always like to show you guys how I like to serve my pumpkin bread or any kind of things that I'm making. So what I like to do with this one is have it a little bit warm, either toss it in the microwave for like 10 seconds or actually toast it in the toaster oven. And then it's so good topped with some coconut butter. Coconut butter has such a great flavor. It reminds me of icing. And so I just spread it right on top, and then I sprinkle it with some cinnamon or some pumpkin pie spice if I have that. And it's just like, so good. Can't wait for you guys to try this one. Okay, so let me cut into it so you can see the texture, because it is like springy, it's cakey, and it is just delicious. So here's what it looks like when you cut into it. You can see how like kind of bouncy and springy it is, all of those air bubbles, and it's honestly like tastes like traditional pumpkin bread, but this one is way healthier.
And there you have it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's breakfast recipes. If you do end up making them, please come back to this video. Let us know what you think. And I'd love to know which one is your favorite. So I'm going to put a comment right below in the comment box. I'm going to pin it to the top, and you can just respond right to that comment and let me know what you're most excited to try. I also want to thank Thrive Market for joining us in today's video. Like I mentioned, pumpkin. If you're looking for pumpkin, you got to go to Thrive. It's organic. It's in a non-BPA lining can. Did I say that right? BPA-free can. It's also non-GMO, and it's awesome. The price, you can't beat it. So highly recommend checking that out. I've linked it down in the description box for you. And I've also linked all of the other ingredients that I mentioned in today's video as well. And if you guys are not yet members of Thrive Market and you're interested in signing up, don't wait, because this is the perfect time of year to do it. You can get all of your baking supplies there, and it's just a no-brainer. So make sure to use my special link that is right below this video. That will get you 25% off your first order. Plus, if you order over $49, you get free shipping. So it's a win-win. I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy baking!